Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first session of Chromatic Crusaders in all evil, all Dragonborn, all Tiamat worshipping D&D 5th edition mini campaign. We're slated for about 8 or so sessions, with the possibility of continuing further if the players and viewers are having a blast, but we'll worry about that sort of thing later. Right now, at the top of the campaign, I have to make a few disclaimers, and I probably will repeat them at the beginning of every stream. First, I will repeat that this is an evil campaign. We are still going to be Twitch safe, but there may still be disturbing themes, content, and role playing. Now, we've done the adult thing, and we've had that very important session 0 so that we know each other's boundaries, and we kind of know what to, bring up or not to bring up and what each other can handle. But you all as viewers are going in blind. Therefore, I have to say that mature audiences and viewer discretion is therefore advised. Now, second's not as heavy. Second is, probably like a lot of streaming GMs, I'm going to rule in the favor of rule of cool and in keeping the game moving. Now, if we need to look up a spell or we need to look up some random rule, I don't mind. But what I don't want to see in chat or in the comments is like, hey, well, on page so-and-so of the second Unearthed Arcana. No, don't do that. We don't do that here. The other thing I should say is that while we are a bunch of role players, we're not Matthew Mercer and Critical Role. So if you want professional voices, you want, like top level production value, you're not going to get that here. You're going to get what I can put out and what my players can put out. And we still think it's good. Just please don't hold us to the Mercer experience level. Now, that all said, we do actually have fun here. It's not just me monologuing to the internet. It's just that our fun's going to be a little bit twisted and evil in this game. But that's enough for me. Let's actually start to hear from our players. So let us start with Mr. Darewolf. Wolf, if you could just tell us your name, any socials you want to shout out, anything you want to say. We'll do actual character introductions once we start play proper.
Well, first and foremost, Matt Mercer can go screw himself.
Second of all,
no, he's a god. He's a god. He's good. He's a good man. He's a good man. Yeah, ELH to the moon. Anyway, no, my name is Charles or Darewolf. I go by Darewolf Gaming 88 online on Twitter and Twitch, and couldn't be happier to be here. I mean, I could, and I am. So there you go.
There you go. All right, Mr. Percy, I believe you're up next, and you're muted as is tradition. Wouldn't be a game without one of my players being muted.
Tell me, do you like that?
Does that work? You go. There you
Perfect. All right. Hi, I'm Percy Davis. I am a professional wrestler and a professional wrestling commentator as well. This is my first major stream, so I'm a tad bit nervous. Y'all can check me out at Big Purse Universe on Twitter. That's it.
Very nice.
It's okay. You've already screwed up, so you don't have to worry about it.
It's I'll say you got uphill from here.
It can't get any worse from here.
It's all up.
All right, John, you're up next.
Yes, hello. My name is John. I live in Seattle, Washington, so this is pretty early for me. I play Ghost, the intensely religious white Dragonborn. And my social security number is 15. Oh,
no,
sorry.
John, no.
Well, you can reach me at Chubby Kobold Gaming.
What was that again? What were the last four?
No.
I randomly typed some numbers so that I could say it. So
I've got a life insurance policy I think I can sell you.
Oh, Lord. All right, Ben, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Ben Bravo. I don't have any social media. If you want to find me on Discord, it's Umbral Dagger. I don't know what are the numbers again. 9,500. So I guess hit me up if you think I'm weird. I don't know. I guess that's the best thing I'm gonna do here. Also, if you want to call me, my number is 867-5309.
Oh my God, no.
309. That was not enough to be copyright infringement. Also,
well,
so it's fine.
Maybe, knock on wood. Don't blast us, Twitch gods. And last but certainly not least, we have our lovely Mr. Strom.
Yep. My name is George, or Strom on the internet. Strom12341 on just about everywhere except Twitch, which is Strom_plays. I work a ton, so you don't expect me to be on Twitch, but that might change eventually.
And if you don't know me by now, I mean, I guess hi, welcome. I'm ELH, the Game Master, and let's just get some started here. So of course, as with all things streaming, I am going to turn on some music, and if it is too loud for you, stream, do let me know, and I will dial it back. But I think I've got it kind of at a good level right now. All right, so here we go. We start the session flying over a dense forest. We see a cornucopia of greenery, of vibrant blues, of wandering rivers, and we see a variety of animals ranging from birds, tigers, standard jungle fare, maybe even some wolves kind of thrown in for flavor because you got to have wolves and tigers in the same location because what's the point if not? Point being, as we continue to zoom over this forest from a bird's eye view, we eventually sort of center in on a clearing, and in this clearing is the ruins of a temple. Now, this temple is probably centuries old, just based on how much the greenery has reclaimed it. The columns that are still standing are wrapped in vines and ivy. The walls have mostly been knocked over or just still barely standing. If there was a second floor, it is long gone. But what's probably most important is not what the temple itself looks like, as it is the 5 creatures that are approaching it from the south. And this is my cue to switch us over to this map.
What's the blocking?
Should be 5 feet, and the blocking should be correct. But yeah, as you all approach one by one towards this ruins of the temple, what you realize is that there are 4 other Dragonborn approaching the same temple as you. Now, it was told to you in a dream or a vision, or however you have flavored in your backstory that you have been called here. You do know that others are to be expected to come along this journey with you. Perhaps these are them. And I thought what we'd do now is we'd go left to right on the screen, and if each of you could identify your characters, give us a brief physical description, and then anything you think we should know about your characters in the meantime. So let's start with our red Dragonborn.
I'm playing Ufel Tazrash, or Taz for short. He is a red Dragonborn. Not incredibly tall, unlike most Dragonborn. He only stands about 5'10", but he's very bulky. He has an air of unbridled confidence, like any sort of large red dragon you would see, and he is looking at the rest of the group with this look of like, this is right. Like he looks very like almost excitable in this moment, but he's trying to contain that kind of excitement. And as he approaches the rest, he mutters under his breath, "Ah, yes, the omens, the visions were true, as was to be expected."
Very nice. Up next, we have a name I'm going to butcher 6 ways to Sundays, Gyanbi.
You did it!
Hey.
Yeah! Approaching, you see not the form of a typical Dragonborn. You see head to toe splint mail, all beautifully crafted. Tiny runes seem to almost dance across the armor, and a blue gemstone encrusted in the gauntlet. But when the helmet is removed, is the scrawny face of a blue Dragonborn, almost rail thin, almost sickly looking. And you see the face of Gyanbi, and his prominent horn, as is normal for the blue Dragonborn, is scarred in many places, and upon his face is a devilish smirk. And as he kind of like surveys the area and gives it with a quick twitchy-eyed glance, he's kind of like, all right, this is what we're working with. Okay, I can make this work. And then he puts his helmet back on.
Up next, we have Ghost.
Next, we have Ghost. Ghost is kind of hunched over as he walks. almost like he's carrying a large weight, but embedded in his chest, almost like it's pierced into his chest, is this big circular medallion. Along the bottom, it has some white, and then it has green and blue, and then it has red and the other one, black, on it as well. In the center of it are five dragons that come to a small gem, and that gem is pulsing a very slight blue. He almost seems to have like this continuous, like it almost looks like steam, but it's frost rolling off his body. He wears like an old blackened robe, which looks like it's seen some wear and tear. And he's walking up towards the temple, and he's just looking at it, not saying anything.
All right. Next up, we have Kapak, which I hopefully will say right eventually.
So I'm playing Kapak.
Kapak.
He is a black dragonborn standing around 6 foot tall. He has horns that go curled down, and he has frills and fins on the side of his head. He is wearing mostly faded and old, like leather and straps of linen around his limbs. They seem almost half rotted a little bit, but he carries himself upright in a manner that belies his shabby appearance.
All right. And last but not least, we have Callion.
You will see a green dragonborn. Only one visible weapon on him, which is sheathed on his right side. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of armor on him. He's got a pair of pants, cloth wrapped around his waist, and a bit of shoulder guards, but it's more decorative than anything else. As he walks, you see him walk carefully, but very wary as he approaches the temple. And you'll see in his eye a glint of maliciousness as he sneers at the others that he sees approaching, and the one thought that goes through his head is, how can I make use of them?
Very nice.
Also, very quickly, I forgot to add, Kapak is wearing glasses. These are not just for me. It helps everyone visualize the character better.
Just not you visualizing your computer screen, because
No, absolutely. I can't see absolutely anything on my computer. If I get in real close like an old person, it's because I'm trying to see what I'm doing.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, with you all introduced, the world is your oyster. You may move about the cabin as much as you'd like, and I'll just introduce plot as it comes to you.
So pushing past the blue dragonborn over to the white dragonborn.
Hey.
Priest, I assume you are the one that called us here. What business does Tiamat have with us?
I am no priest. And he just walks forward toward into the temple.
How incredibly rude and distasteful. The rest of you, I assume you all had the visions same as I.
I've seen the portents.
I got lost going to the bathroom, and I just thought, this is a great place to take it because it's such a dump.
Comical. Defecating or urinating in a place a holy temple as this would be an affront. Do your business elsewhere. And he's going to turn to follow the white dragonborn, still thinking that guy's a priest. So.
What has gathered us all here? What have you seen?
Looking back at the, you're the Black Dragonborn?
Correct.
Okay, looking back at the Black Dragonborn, I saw a vision of our goddess, Tiamat. She called to me. She said there was something we must do. It was not clear as most omens are, but I believe in them. The gods speak to us in everything, and our god, the most powerful dragon, she has spoken, and we must obey and listen. And he continues to move on, getting close to the statue in the middle and just kind of like idolizing it and looking at it with respect, maybe going down to a knee or something.
Right, and... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was about to say, this is a statue of Tiamat, right?
Yes, well, it used to be a statue of Tiamat. The general draconic shape is there, but the 5 heads, 3 of them are missing, and it's the red head, the white head, and the green head, which if this sculpture was painted at one point, the paint has long gone away. But the point being is that the main head and 2 of the auxiliary ones are missing. But as some of you have already found, as you sort of look past the statue of Tiamat, the chromatic goddess, you see a woman, a human woman wearing a gossamer gown that seems to sparkle like the night sky. And she has on an ornate headdress that similarly glistens and otherwise sparkles as you sort of move your head about. And as you grow closer to her, she calls out and says, "Ah, yes, my champions, please, come so I can all see you."
This is a priest.
Champions? You are a human. Are you the one that has defiled this holy place?
No, time and Bahamut has defiled this holy place, unfortunately, but, and she kind of looks around, I believe with time and effort we can restore it to its former glory. Introductions. My name is Vazas. I am High Priestess of Tiamat in this region, and I believe each of you has experienced a vision or a dream or something that the great goddess herself has sent you to me. Is that correct?
I have seen 5 salamanders in a ball as though merging. It was unnatural, but unmistakable.
The Undying Queen came to me in a dream. She spoke in riddles, but I understood that they meant I must come here and seek more truth. I believe perhaps you are that truth.
You sound like a little skittery little kobold boy to be all like, the temple, the crummy temple, like from far away. So that, he bothered me until I said yes. So here I am.
As they did, but I am more of a direct conduit of our goddess.
Taz whispers under his breath, "Right, a priest," shaking his head.
Callian is just like, I am in her debt, and so I came as she requested.
Well, I'm glad you all have arrived safely. I will not give the small talk because your time and mine is important. Thus, I would set you on a task immediately.
And speak, priestess, and quit wasting our time.
And she actually does pause for a moment, as if to just belabor the point here that you are kind of at her mercy, but she doesn't stick with the silence for too long. And she says, "It is good for me to gauge your patience levels, for if you lack patience now, you will not have it in the missions to come. Your first task will be to deal with them." And she kind of holds out a hand and points past the statue down to the south of the temple. And as you look, you just see an opening in the wall where the river's kind of flowing through. You don't see anything right now, but first roll of the game, everybody. I would like to have a perception check from everybody. All right, we got a 14. Good start.
Hold on.
Callian and Gyanvi are apparently blind. Oh,
And here's the
Lord.
worst part. Like that's a 6 mod.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. So let me see if I got characters right here. So that's going to be Taz, that's going to be Kapak, and Ghost. So the three of you that did pass, you are going to notice that in the shrubbery that you came through earlier, there do appear to be signs of glinting scale and glinting plate armor, but you can't really make out a figure quite yet. I mean, you can tell something or someone is there, but you can't really decide whether they're a person or a tiefling or a dragonborn. You see where I'm going with this? So there's definitely someone there, though. 3 someones, to be more precise.
And who is they?
Well, I believe one of you was followed. That or Bahamut's followers have grown more bold by the day. They used to fear this place, and I think it is prudent for you all to put that fear back into their hearts.
Well, far be it from me to question the motives and directives of her priest.
You guys see something?
Well, yes. It can be difficult to see through the energy of the foliage, but they are there.
With me, Blue Dragon, we shall deal with these interlopers. And without any sort of hesitation, Tazrash draws his weapon and will move with great purpose and intent towards the glinting.
All right,
Whatever you say, bushy red dragonborn.
All right, don't go past the statue, so kind of stop where you are right there. But any of you can move, and do let me know when you guys are finished moving, and that's when we'll go into initiative order. All right.
Yeah, so he's gonna go here.
Go there. Alrighty. So, as we go into initiative order here, and I think you guys know what you're doing with initiative order, but if you don't, make sure you have your token selected and go ahead and hit that initiative button. It should auto add you. But as you all approach the area to the south, you are able to spot 3 other Dragonborn of not chromatic variety, though, but of metallic. The first to the left, and I'll zoom over so that the chat can see. The first is a brass Dragonborn, and he is wearing what appears to be some form of ringmail and a shield, and on the shield is, to you all, a profane symbol of Bahamut. You see that he is wearing a short sword at his waist and a light crossbow on his back. Now that's the brass one. The one to his right is a copper dragonborn, and he too wears a shield, but this time wears leather instead of the ringmail. He is also wielding a acid-dripping scimitar that, even in its sheath, is dripping a noxious liquid that splatters and hisses across the ground. Finally, you see in the back, wearing what appears to be ornamental or otherwise runic robes, you see a silver dragonborness. And her quarterstaff that she has currently sheathed on her back has frosted tips that literally roll off clouds of mist and vapor. And as I roll their initiative, real quick here, what you're going to notice is that all of them have some form of Bahamut symbology on them. So again, the brass has it on the shield. Let's say that the copper has it on his scimitar itself, and perhaps the staff for the dragoness. But let me just make sure, and then Xanar. Boop. All right, got everybody initiative. Now we sort by turn order. All right, Gyanvi, you have right of first movement. What would you like to do?
boy. I'm gonna notice what they're doing on over there because I think I can reach him from here. And Giambi's gonna kind of just like elbow the red dragonborn, and he's be like, "Ah, great, we got some of those Bahamut worshippers coming to ruin our fun. I'm gonna activate my zap protocol. Is that okay, esteemed red dragonborn?" And
Does
then
nothing and allows you to proceed.
and then he's gonna just give you a wicked grin, and he is going to aim at the silver drag or the is this the copper or the brass one?
I know it's kind of confusing. So the one on the right is the copper, the one on the left is the brass.
Gotcha. So Giambi's just gonna be all like, "Hey, I know I just got here. 5, 2, 3, 4, 3, yeah, pretty. I know I just got here, so I'm kind of trespassing, but like I spoke to the head of the household. She wants you gone." Activating Zap protocol, and he brings up his gem encrusted gauntlet and points it forward and blasts electricity from it, which goes arcing far further than anyone would expect. So let's see if I can actually hit this.
I'm going to need you to give me your best unlimited power impersonation.
Unlimited power! And it just goes.
You actually did it, so you may have
Why?
inspiration.
So he's gonna
Matt
do
first
it.
level shit there. I love that.
Yeah,
Dog,
there you go.
dog. Star Wars is the ultimate D&D campaign. Like,
This is true.
it's not even up for debate.
This is true.
It's a really good point.
All right,
And
with a 21, yeah, you hit him. You hit him big old right in the face is where you hit him for 6 lightning. So, as your lightning crackles over him and you maybe cackle a little bit, interestingly, the Copper Dragonborn doesn't really flinch. He kind of just takes it as a stalwart warrior would. And assuming that is your turn, question mark?
No, because as a perk of my advanced technology, as well as I've worked with my armor, when anyone takes damage from that attack, they take another 1d6 lightning damage.
Oh, interesting.
So I just get to give you another one. I'll
All right,
pop it
so
up on the
as
screen
he-
for you.
I think as he starts to smile and make a retort, the energy that was dissipating around his maw suddenly surges once again, and he kind of flinches because he wasn't prepared for that one. But now that it is his turn, he kind of snarls. He was going to laugh, but now he kind of snarls and he goes, "Well, you were right. Zanar, as you always are. Looks like more of the Tiamat scum has come to an attempt to restore their temple. Which way you want to do this? Should I carve up the weak ones while you handle the big one here?" And Zanar, the brass, as you're assuming, kind of chuckles to himself and goes, "Well, if I let you have all the fun, well, was there any left for me? What about you, Arlissa? I never remember how to say your name, right?" And the Dragonborn S in the back literally sighs and goes, "Why do I hang out with you people? Can't even remember my name right. Yes, focus on keeping them away from me. I will keep you two idiots alive." And the idiot that started this conversation says, "Well, very well. Let's start with you, Mr. Blue." And he is going to come rushing over to meet your challenge. And as he unsheathes his scimitar, a spray of acid trails along the ground as he brings it up for 2 attacks against you. So how do you feel about a 10? I don't think a 10 hits you. Yeah, those are
Nope.
2 10s.
That it? That all you got? Come on.
There you go. So he slashes with once across the left. You dodge out of the way. He slashes to the right. Again, you dodge out of the way, even avoiding the droplets of acid. And he is now starting to look very annoyed. Like, he started this day probably chip on his shoulder. Now he's starting to realize that there's an actual problem here. We now go to our Black Dragonborn friend. What would you like to do?
Muted.
You are muted, as is tradition. Nope,
I'm
still
not the
muted.
only one. Not just me.
Hello?
There you go.
Okay. Weird hardware mute problem? Sure. Capac is going to God, I wish I had a right click. Why does this tablet not have a mouse? Okay, I can get there. I'm just going to hustle my way up next to the blue Dragonborn, and I am going to attack, pull out the short sword, and activate the flaminess of it, and make one attack.
That is,
I think a 20 hits.
that is quite significant amount of damage. That is, let me see, that's 14. But I believe some of that is fire. 6 of it is fire, which he actually is not resistant to. That's the brass one I'm thinking of. So, yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it's Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did that too, where I always mix
Yeah.
up copper and brass, and it's just something we'll get through. But yeah, any additional flavor you want to give to your fiery slash as you kind of come into the Copper Dragonborn?
No. Capac comes in, gives him what he thinks is a playful slash to the side of the ribs, just trying to gauge his reaction and defenses.
Okay. And either you're just too fast, or he's trying to feint, or maybe he's just that terrible. Your blade finds him very easily.
Capac will say, "Funny. I thought you were supposed to be good at this."
And Zorax is going to snarl at you, but that's all he can do because it's not his turn. As we go to Callian for your turn.
Okay. Let's see.
Focus the priestess. Bring her magic down, and the rest of the fight shall be easy.
Unfortunately, I'm not close enough there. So, let's see. He will move here.
Next. Seems like that's a very popular place to be, is next to the Copper Dragonborn.
And he will attack the Copper Dragonborn. Actually, what are your rules on flanking again?
So if you have flanking, I'm just going to say you have advantage, because at this point you have literally 3 people wailing on this guy, so it makes sense to just give you advantage.
Okay, so it doesn't need to be where I need to stand there exactly?
Correct, yes. I think if you just have enough numbers on a target, like obviously that, if you only had 2 people, it would be flanking, but when you have 3 or more on the same target, I consider it to be flanking.
Okay. So, alrighty. So this is going to be with the rapier.
Okay.
With advantage, and sneak attack will be added.
Alrighty.
We're using some of them kobold tactics, just swarming them.
Yeah, there you go.
This guy really did just like approach the gang, and he was like, "I can take them all," and he's very quickly learning.
No, he
not
can't.
take them all.
All right, a
Action
19 will
economy
hit
is a
him.
bitch.
Okay. For 8.
For 8. All right. So your rapier, you poke at him a little bit, and again, he just sort of takes it a little too easy. Like, it's just really easy to poke this guy. But yeah, anything else on your turn?
I will. Let's see.
Because I think you've moved, you use your action. I guess you have your bonus left. Got anything for your bonus?
I will use disengage.
Isn't
As a
disengage
bonus
your
action.
full move?
I have
you're a
cunning
rogue.
action.
You're cutting action. Yep. Okay, carry on.
And that is I use the rest of my movement. I'm never really sure on those
Yeah,
wordings.
disengage doesn't give you any more movement. It just prevents you from being attacked of opportunity while you move.
Okay,
There
so
you go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Remember, every time we move, we're actually cartwheeling and backflipping, because we're supposed to. We know what we're doing here, right?
Okay.
We know what we're doing.
So I will move here.
Okay. As you
5
kind of
foot
move
step.
behind the one of the columns that still stands, we now turn our attention to the red dragonborn that's been sort of chilling in the back this entire time.
5 foot step, more like 5 foot cartwheel somersault. Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was
There you
great,
go.
Brittany. So he just, from his back, unsheathes his maul, says ignite in Draconic. The maul bursts into flames, and then he's just going to very methodically walk over, bring it up two-handed, and just try to bring it down on this dragon's head. And as he swings, he simply states, "Triumphant pride precipitates the dizzying fall." And let's see if I can follow that up with an actual hit. Yikes.
I would recommend not rolling ones. It would be
Oh
very
yeah,
embarrassing.
23 is probably
Yeah,
gonna do
that's,
it.
that's going to hit.
Let's get weird. 14 damage, 8 fire.
That is very impressive. And I think as you smack him on the side of the head, he nearly goes down, but he manages to just barely get back to his feet. And you can tell that his eyes are kind of wobbly, they're unfocused, and he would run away if he had the opportunity, but again, not his turn. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna make an intimidate check,
Okay.
and I'm going to just roar at him. "You are not welcome here. Return from whence you came, or suffer death." 17.
17. You'll find out what happens should he survive to the next round.
Cool beans.
All right. So it is now Irissa's turn, and Irissa is going to see the veritable clusterfuck that is happening around her companion. And she's not going to have any of it, and she's going to begin weaving a spell, specifically the spell Fog Cloud. Now what that's going to mean is we are going to now set up a 20-foot sphere, which I will grab the template for real quickly here. Just gotta find, because it's a premium asset, so where is it? Did they take it out of Pro? Is that no longer, hold on.
Yeah, just
Let
get
me
the first fart cloud you can find.
No, if you just search for Fog Cloud, there should be a generic one that you can use. It's
There
like,
it is. I found it. There it is. Okay, yeah. All right, so she's gonna drop the Fog Cloud. That, I don't think that's the right size, is it?
You can enlarge
you
that,
can make
I
it
believe.
bigger. If you
There
follow
we
the
go.
edges, you can make it bigger.
There we go.
Yeah,
That is
there.
20.
Brilliant.
I think that's 20. Yeah, close enough.
It's a 20-foot. It's a 20-foot.
20-foot radius. No, 20-foot radius would, yeah,
That's
be
bigger.
a lot
It's
bigger.
a lot bigger.
Bigger?
It's double
A lot
that
bigger.
size.
All right. So measure that
Because
again.
this is 20 feet. Yeah.
The game
Yeah,
master in me right now keeps trying to click the fog cloud, but it's not
I
me.
know. I know.
Like,
I
there
know.
it is.
I want to do it.
That's it.
All right,
That's
there we
perfect.
go.
Brilliant.
Yeah, bear with me because again, it's been a while since I've done D&D on Roll20, so there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve
You're
for
doing
me.
God's work, ELH. Don't worry about it. You're doing fine.
All right,
How many
so
game masters does it take to run a Roll20 server?
there you go.
All of them.
All right, well, what that's going to mean is with the fog cloud draped over all of you that are in that cloud, again, everything is obscured, and unless any of you have tremor sense or blind sense, I think that pretty much means you're at disadvantage here. But that's going to be her turn until she's actually going to move maybe about right here next to the wall, but that is going to be her entire turn. Ghost, we now go to you.
Ghost looks around at everyone and he taps his staff onto the ground, and out of the crystal of the staff, this sheen falls over his body, and he appears to be almost covered in a thin layer of ice as he casts mage armor.
Okay.
And then he is going to just calmly walk to here,
Okay.
and that is his action.
All right. At this point, the Brass Dragonborn, or Zanar, as you've heard his companions call him, Zanar sort of sighs and says, "Oh, Zorax, why are you such a buffoon?" And at this, he's actually going to, of his own volition, he is going to, let me just check range here. Nah, he'd have to sprint. Let me see. You know what? Yeah, he's going to go to here.
Incoming fire breath.
Yep, you got it. And as he comically sidesteps over, he doesn't somersault. He just kind of comically hops over the little river that runs through the temple. He then kind of sizes up where he remembers you all being, draws in a deep breath. Fire begins to lick at his mouth, and then he exhales a 30-foot line, which I believe will hit all three of you. Yup. All right, so all three of you, I'm going to need you to roll me a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Heck yeah.
All right, looks like you're all doing well so far.
That's
Except for
You guys might
Right.
want to remember to have advantage toggle or something like that.
So, question about resistances
Mm-hmm.
for 5e. If I have resistance to it,
You take half.
you take half. Brilliant.
Mhm.
So you would take a quarter if you succeeded.
Correct.
Cool.
So survey says... Oh, your dexterity was up there, a 9.
Yeah.
All right, so you're only going to take 1 damage, or no, 2 damage because you half it. And then everybody else takes 2. Yeah, I think all around everybody takes 2. And as the fire licks through the fog cloud and dissipates it a little bit, the magic that contains the spell fills in those holes almost immediately as Alyssa sort of calls out, Hey, careful, I only know how to keep it contained for so long. Well, then maybe you should be a better mage. I hate you. I hate you. I should let you die. I hate you. Top of round 2, we go to Gyanvi.
Have a quip. Your breath weapon is as weak as your ancestry.
There you go.
All right, cool. I was just double checking how my cloak of displacement works. If I got damaged, it doesn't work until the start of my next turn. And oh,
Hey,
look
it's
here.
the start of your next turn.
Hello. So Gyanbi is gonna go, hey, I'm going for the magic lady. You guys stay here. And then he goes, activating, get the heck out of here protocol. Beep. And he says beep. There is no beep. He just
He
goes
just
beep.
says it. There you go.
And he will bonus action activate expeditious retreat.
Okay.
And with that bonus action is gonna just try to run straight downwards.
Okay.
Just out of the fog, and he'll eat the whatchamacallit?
The opportunity attack. I'll tell you what, since you are kind of heavily obscured and I feel like messing with you a little bit, go ahead and give me a athletics check here with advantage.
Love to. Okay.
Womp womp womp.
Let me turn on my Advantivo. Oh, always roll. It's dumb, but okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, so I have no good news. I only have bad news.
That's all right, I assume.
So as you start to sprint in the direction where you think is to the south, you literally slam into the column that you were right next to. So you're not going to take any damage, but unfortunately that bonus action move will be eaten up.
Okay. So then do I still have my normal 30 feet of movement? Or
You do.
Okay.
But every time you're in this cloud, now you're severely disoriented, you will have to give me either perception or an athletics to try and see through it.
All right. I will try. Wow, I have nothing good. I also have nothing but bad news because I am good at neither one of those.
Sounds like
And
quitter
so
talk.
all you really hear is like activating, get the heck out of your protocol. Boop, bonk. Ow. Oh god. Okay. Guys, that's not the way. And he's like also frantically like waving around because he doesn't know where anybody is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate this. And that's one of my spells. Right? And he will attempt to move out of it once again, and I will eat another athletics check.
All right. 13 is sufficient. You may move freely.
And he's just gonna like kind of like accidentally bump into that guy, which would probably prompt the
I'll give him a
opportunity
roll.
attack.
I'll see, because again, I want to hold him to the same rules I'm holding to you, so I'll give him a roll. Let's see. Yeah, with an 18, he will get an opportunity attack on you. And that's going to be Actually, I think I rolled the wrong guy, but he has the same bonus, so we're good there. And yeah, he's going to get an opportunity attack. How do you feel about 8 slashing and 1 acid?
I would like to point out that because of my cloak, it is at a disadvantage.
Is it disadvantage? Carry on.
So it's like as he thinks he's about to swing at me, the cape almost seems to like come alive, as it's not actually a real cloak of displacement. It's more along the lines of like a living rug that he's hardwired into the suit, and it bats away his sword. And he's just like, ha! Gotcha.
Love it. Love
And
it.
he's gonna see the lady, and he kind of like cartwheels out, but he's in heavy armor, so he like cartwheels, falls on his back, gets back up. Hello, beautiful. And he's gonna shoot a lightning blast at her,
All right,
activating
carry on.
Zap protocol.
I imagine your character rolls like Dark Souls heavy fat rolling.
Exactly. So that's what. Dunk dunk. Hi, beautiful. Zap.
And as your lightning blast flies over her left shoulder, she just kind of looks at you and goes, okay, I have many thoughts about what's going on here, but hey, free target. I guess I'll kill you first.
That's the end of my turn.
All right. Now, Zorkax, our poor Copper Dragonborn, was intimidated earlier. And with a 17, let's just say he has to beat quite a high wisdom, which he just... Oh, wait a second. I have a +5 from chat.
Oh.
I think I'm going to use it because I think it's thematically appropriate. So, still in like a squeaky, just been kicked in the nuts voice, you kind of hear a, I can fight back too, kind of a thing, like a stupidly high-pitched kind of a thing. And he is going to use his breath weapon on both our red and black Dragonborn friends. Now, good news, at least for certain Dragonborn, this will be considered to be acid damage.
You've been warned.
Oh, that's a crit. Actually, it doesn't matter. Why is it rolling an attack? Don't ignore that.
I was like,
I would say, wait a second.
wait.
But yeah, DC's only an 11, which I believe you can beat.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, so you
Joke's
only
on
take...
you. Dexterity is one of my worst scores.
Oh my lord, as you roll a natural one. You move into it and just get a blast in your face of this acid. So you're going to take 6 acid, and then Kapak is going to take...
rounded down, it'd be 1. Rounded
Yeah, I
up.
was going to say, I think you take all of 1. And then, as his action, he is, of course, going to attempt to escape. And let's see, because I'm going to hold him again to the same rules. 13 is sufficient. So all of you would see him run out and
have,
end up... Nope.
Disengage as a bonus action?
He does have disengage as a bonus action, correct.
Okay.
And
Done.
he is going to end up right next to Gyanvi, and he's going to go, okay, gonna kill you. Are we killing him? Well, yeah, you look like shit. Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Hey.
Just a little flesh wound.
Hey.
I'd like to ask, is it possible that he went through an area that Callian might have sensed and tried to swing out at?
I would say maybe, but again, since he's disengaging, you wouldn't get an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay.
I mean, realistically, he had plenty of spaces to move without being
Yeah.
high, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, Kapak, what do you got going on now? Again, you are still within the fog cloud.
This is true, but they have been talking to each other, so I'm going to follow their voices.
Fair enough. I will give you advantage for recognizing that.
Can I use acrobatics instead of athletics?
If you give me a sick cartwheel,
Sick cartwheel incoming.
that is a very sick cartwheel. That is a 19 cartwheel.
All right, what's my 30 feet gets me right there. So here comes Kapak cartwheeling out of the fog. And
Copper Dragonborn turn and goes, fuck you, no acrobat. We're screwed. We're screwed. We're dead, everybody. We're dead.
so not only does he land his cartwheel, he lands his cartwheel short sword first and sort of like pointing down under him. So he's going to come down short sword first on the was it the copper one?
Mm-hmm.
Where is my mouse? There it is. Boop.
All right. Now, I have a very,
yeah.
very important question to ask you all, and I'm going to ask this almost every combat. There is value sometimes in keeping opponents alive, meaning that you just knock them unconscious, they don't get saving throws, they cannot be rezzed by their allies, etc., but they're unconscious rather than slain. So my question, therefore, is are you unconsciousing them or are you killing them?
You know what? This guy, Capac, kind of likes him. He's going to make him unconscious instead of killing him.
Noted. All right, so there will be a red X on him, but the red dot will signify that he is unconscious.
And that, man, that sort of gets rid of all of my bonus actions. I was hoping he would stay alive. Well, I guess that's my turn.
All right. Callian, you're in a fog cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. Wait, hold on.
Oh, what you got?
Hold on. I have 40-foot movement because I'm a monk. So that was only 30. So 35 puts me right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my bonus action, spend 1 key point, and do Flurry of Blows.
Very nice. Carry on.
So, and as part of Flurry of Blows, I can do my Hand of Harm for another key point.
Very nice. Extra necrotic. That's what I like to see.
So, Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think I can do that until next level, actually.
Is it not a Monk 3 thing?
Wait, did it not show all of it?
It says Way of the Mercy Monk 3.
No, I can use Hand of Healing and Flurry of Blows. I think level 6 or 7 I can do Hand of Harm as part of Flurry of Blows too.
Well, again, part of this whole first combat is for you all to get the bugs out and figure out what you can do. So it's by design.
So just 2 unarmed strikes, which continuing my acrobatic theme, after cartwheeling through and knocking out the copper one, he will do one of those backflip kicks that are completely impractical but look really cool, and come down, both legs on the white dragonborn or the silver one.
Right. So as your first kick comes down, it hits them in the right shoulder and they kind of kneel a little bit, but as your other leg is coming down, they move out of the way and it just strikes the ground, digging a small furrow into it. All right.
That was
now
real cool.
I believe it is Callie.
That was sick.
Thank you.
I'm going to use the hide action.
Okay.
And because I'm obscured, I get advantage, right?
I believe so.
Okay. So then here's another question. I have something that gives me advantage anyways.
You don't get double advantage.
Okay. I was just confirming because I've heard of it and I'm just like, I don't even know how it works. So I'm going to roll stealth with advantage.
Incoming. All right, 22.
Okay.
And then the question is, what else are you doing? Are you moving? You're going to stay there?
No, I'm moving.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. I'm coming in here, and I am going to attack her.
Okay.
Because I'm hidden, I get to attack with advantage, correct?
I think it's either that or you get sneak attack. Let me check real quick.
Well, I get sneak attack no matter what because Capac is within 5 feet of her. Because that's actually
hiding, attacking as basically you're an invisible attacker. You would get advantage.
Yeah, you get advantage. That's what I'm saying. Yep.
okay. So here's this one.
24 is more than sufficient.
Oh, so close. And
All right, dealing a solid 13 damage as you stab at her with your rapier, and she's bleeding a little bit at this point. Nothing major, but she's definitely sporting a few stab wounds at this point, and she's generally not having a good day. You know, saddle with her idiots, but what are you gonna do? What I do need to do, though, is 2 concentration checks, now that I remember, because Fog Cloud is concentration. So let's see. First one, Fog Cloud stays up. Second one, Fog Cloud stays up. Which, unfortunately, when we get to Taz, means that you're still in a Fog Cloud.
So, cool. But Taz has locked on to the direction where he saw that little hole in the fog, and then for a brief moment he saw the was it the brass dragon? I believe. Saw the brass dragon. He's gonna follow that beeline directly towards him.
Okay.
So 5, 10. Just moving out of the fog, you see it ripple around him, maul in hand, and in just one swift motion, he's bringing it down on him without saying anything. Come on, big money, no whammies. 16.
16 is its meter beat, so it has 16. You do hit.
26 damage.
It's impressive. That is very impressive. Now, unfortunately, he does have resistance to that fire, but as you do smack him upside the head with the maul, he does seem a little bit dazed from the experience.
Now, I'm a little rusty on 5e. So I have an action and then a bonus action?
Correct.
Okay. With my bonus action, can I use my lay on hands?
If lay on hands is a bonus for you,
No.
yes.
If you're a paladin, you can. I believe it's a bonus action to use it on yourself. Oh, it's an action to use it on someone else.
Full action.
It's full action.
It is a full action. I know in Pathfinder it's a swift action, but there's no swift actions in 5e. No big deal. We're going YOLO. Yeet. All right, done.
All right. So Irissa is going to just drop the fog cloud because it's not really helping anybody at this point, and that's just going to be a free action. And then I have to decide what to do with her. So let's see. I've got Callion there. I've got Capac there. I think she is going to do a little bit of blur. All right. And I think she is going to... Let's see. I think she is going to move... So you will get opportunity attacks on her as she runs away. Because she used her action to use blur. But let's see if Capac and Callion can get anything off. So you will have to beat a DC 13 against, I believe for her, it is an intelligence.
To be able to attack her? Or?
You have disadvantage. Oh, what am I doing? I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yes, everybody has disadvantage.
Roll.
Yeah, I was going to say, there is no
roll.
roll.
Yeah.
There is no roll.
Okay.
All right, that's good enough for me. With disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. All right, 14, not enough.
Okay.
16 is enough.
Okay.
All right, for another 14. And at this point, she's heavily limping, favoring her right leg. She's just made it to the river. And at this point, she kind of calls back and says, Zanar, get the hell out of here. They're going to... I don't know what they're doing with Zorkax, but we need to get the hell out of here. And Zanar's going to have some choice words. But I think we need to go to Ghost here, because I think Ghost has something cooking.
Ghost slowly walks over, and he is going to flank on this poor guy. And he's just going to reach up and try to touch his shoulder, saying, "May Tiamat bless you."
Okay.
And with that, he is going to use inflict wounds.
24 is more than sufficient.
I knew he was a priest. 18 necrotic. Let's go.
26 necrotic.
That is quite significant. So as you touch one of his exposed bits of flesh, you see the black veins begin to creep across his scaling, and he kind of whirls on the spot. He was going to go for Taz, but now with you doing that to him, I think he's going to wheel on you. And with his flaming short sword in hand, he's going to just kind of go, "Oh, you've made a grave error this day." First attack is a crit.
A double crit.
A double crit.
Main
So
Power
that
Ranger.
is, I think that literally, you have 14 health. I think that literally puts you to 0 with your first attack.
No, that brings me to 1.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
Oh, I can add. You know, best skill a GM can have is adding. I don't think an 11 will hit you, though.
Correct.
All right. So, as he slashes at you and nearly cuts you down, Zanar snarls back and says, "Try that again, little one. Try it again." And top of round 3, Gyanvi.
And now Gyanvi's just like looking down at the unconscious guy, looks at the girl running away, looks at the dude that just nearly cut the priest in half, and he's like, "Oh man, that priest is really getting messed up. I don't think I can let that girl get away." All right, activating boop the snoot, beep bop boop, and he's gonna activate magic missile.
Okay. Who are you magic
is that?
missiling?
I'm going to do magic missile. Is this Silver Dragonborn?
All right. So let me remember magic missile. Magic missile gives you 3, 4 that deal 1d4 each, or is it just 1 now?
1d4 plus 1. There's
Yeah.
3 of them.
3
Yeah.
glowing darts. Yes. So.
Okay. Well, it hits automatically, so just go ahead and roll damage.
Hey, Steve, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's enough. You can stop. You could stop rolling. In fact, you could probably redirect. Well, no, I guess it is only against one
No.
target.
No, you can redirect as far
You
as
can
I know.
redirect. Okay. Well,
Mhm.
I guess we'll need to double check the spell. Like it should
yeah, I was gonna say I'll double check, but I
think
know
you have
for
to
sure.
I think you have to call out where they're going to begin with.
Okay.
It depends on how ELH wants to run it. All it says is that the darts do not miss,
and
and they can be going to different targets.
I'll allow it. You know, it's our first combat. We're just shaking out the jitters. I'll allow it. So the first 2 will slam into our Lissa. Again, very important question: killing or unconscious?
Knocking them out because the when he activates it, they shoot from his shoulders, and so one goes low and one goes high. So it's like a 1-2 punch, and so it just knocks her unconscious.
All right, and I think she kind of flips overhead because it's Power Rangers, so she has to comically flip and end up face down in the river, but just propped up on, her head's propped up on the rock conveniently, so she's not going to drown, but yeah, she's unconscious.
Sick. Oh yeah, you're still here. Boop. And he shoots the other one towards him if we are ruling that.
Yeah, so that is 3 damage to him that he can't do anything about. Alrighty.
And I believe that is all I have. I'm not a big bonus action guy. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. I got that one.
All right, Kapak, what you got going on?
All right. Well, I'm within my 40-foot movement, so this guy over here, he's about to learn the ways of getting kicked in the face.
And Ghost will look at him as Kapak is running over, and he's going, and he looks at the Dragonborn in front of him as like, "Pride goeth before the fall, boy."
Well, it's interesting because your flaming sword, he bats away with his own, but your 2 follow-up unarmed strikes do hit him in the chest. And you can hear the wind being knocked out of him and maybe a few bones breaking, but he's still standing as if just a bastion of, I don't want to say manliness, but he seems like really stern stuff, all things considered.
Dragonbornness.
Dragonliness.
Dragonliness, there you go.
Yeah, those unarmed strikes, as always, are after the short sword attack. He jumps up in the air and does that really low budget hang in the air for too long, 1-2 kick.
There you go. Love it. All right. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Callian, what you got going on?
I'm moving straight there. Just kind of splash into the water and just be like, well, time to find out what you know. And let's go.
All right. I believe 21 will hit.
For 15.
All right, so this time when you poke him, he kind of falters for a moment, kind of going to his left side, catches himself, pushes himself back upright. But at this point, he's now starting to show signs of weariness.
You're tougher than your compatriots, I'll give you that.
And he's just like, surrender, and we may let you live.
Well, it's not his turn yet, so we're going to go to Taz on this one. So Taz
moves over, trying to position himself somewhat in front of the priest, in front of Ghost, and roars out, what he posted in chat. How dare you touch a high priest of the Dragon Queen? And if he kills him, he's not living. This guy has forfeited his right to life. Do I have advantage because we're flanking?
Yeah, there's 4 people wailing on this guy.
Big money, no whammies. Come on, baby. 15?
Would you believe that's not enough?
Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. Well, that's all I got.
All right, so Ghost, it falls to you, my friend.
Ghost kind of just cocks his head to the side, looking at him, and says, "The bell tolls for everyone." And he knocks the staff on the ground, and the shake of the impact rolls up the staff, and the crystal lets out this boom.
Toll the dead.
I told the dead.
Mm-hmm. All right, what am I doing in wisdom? All right,
yeah, wisdom saving throw DC 15.
Unfortunately, not enough. So yes, 1d8
That's
necrotic.
D12.
1d12 because it already has missing hit points. So yeah, very important roll. 11. All right,
Yeah,
important
Shadow
question.
Realm.
Oh, yeah. So when the staff hits the ground and the bell rings, the black veins that are still in his body from the inflict wounds just start taking over, and he basically freezes, and he is dead.
Dead. All right. And with everybody's either slain or unconscious at this point, we end our first little combat encounter.
I very quickly turn towards Ghost. You must forgive my inaction in combat, priest. It shall not happen again.
I am not a priest.
You need not be bashful. I see the symbol in the way in which you show pride towards our goddess.
If
He
you're
just
not a
shakes
priest,
his head.
if you're not a priest, then I am no healer.
Callian will head over this way and just kind of drag the silver dragonborn by the back of her robes out of the water.
All right, where you want to move her?
Over here.
Over here? Okay.
Yep, right there.
I would like to de-arm both of them. And I want to be very clear. I mean, take off their arms. No, I'm kidding. I just want to take all of their weaponry, put a nice little pile, maybe look at some of the weapons if anything looks fancy that I might.
I mean, that acid dripping scimitar looks real nice.
That looks
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna screenshot. So
And
that's what the
Ghost
stream's.
is going to
There's that.
pick through the guy in front of him.
Right. I'll just screenshot all their little special weapons here.
Of course, this is exactly what D&D is all about. You knock people out, you take their stuff.
And then we get to interrogate them.
Well, you get to interrogate some of them anyway.
They forfeited their ability to have personal possessions when they attacked us.
And then acid dripping scimitar. Screenshot that as well. All right, there you go. Those should be the 3 weapons in Discord.
As we look at some of their weapons, Taz looks down at his maul and looks at the weapons and just scoffs. Weak and ineffectual weapons, just like their god.
Another thing I'd like to add for flavor is that all of their weapons do have a symbol of Bahamut on them. So you could conceivably go to a blacksmith and get rid of that, but you would have to carry a Bahamut weapon for a while. So personal taste.
Guys, I got this. And he pulls a little hammer out of his bag, and he starts working on it. He just starts hammering away.
He just beat on the face of Bahamut, so
Yeah,
there's no head left.
Yeah, you guys give me like 5, 10. You give me a bit, I'll have these off, and they will be in prime us condition.
Actually,
way to go, everybody! High fives all around.
I say this with the utmost respect. You are a very strange creature.
Can we use the acid from the short? What was it? Yeah,
The
scimitar.
From the scimitar, from the scimitar to like acid etch off the others too.
On the other two, yeah.
Creative.
Yeah, I love it. So we'll have Callie and we'll have Gianvi working on that together. But Taz, Ghost, Kapak, which I again will say right eventually.
It's mostly right. It's
mostly
as long as if you don't commit to the southern drawl, Kapak is fine.
But yeah.
Ghost is going to sit down, and he is going to say, "Gather round. I have a story," and he is going to start telling a story of Tiamat glory, and taking 10 minutes to do so.
Prayer of healing.
Prayer healing.
Prayer healing.
I knew he was a priest. Like, come on. Like, this guy is over here like, I'm not a priest.
All right, how much does everybody heal?
Is in complete rapture. He is just enthralled in the story.
Damn.
19.
Yeah, I was gonna say with a 19, I think everybody's healed back up to full.
Man, that's my massive amounts of 3 damage.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's enough.
Thank
you
you
are
for-
surely, truly blessed. Truly.
That sermon has reinvigorated me. I thank you.
I would like to bind both of the other Dragonborn that we have knocked out, and then I would like to drag them over to the base of the Tiamat statue, propping them both up on their backs right next to it, and so that
Okay.
we can create a somewhat of a semicircle around them, and there's a bit of an intimidating presence of obviously the statue of Tiamat over them, so that when we begin the interrogation, we have the greatest advantage towards it.
Go ahead and move your tokens around how you want to be laid out around them. Also, thank you for the bits. Thank you. So as you all are doing all this, the priestess comes over and kind of pokes the body of Zanar with her foot and kind of not sighs, but kind of does like a chuckle, but almost a reluctant one, and goes, "Oh, I probably should have warned you about that. Not that you didn't do well. You all did tremendously well for your first combat together. However, there is something I neglected to tell you, which I apologize. If you kill one of them, Bahamut tends to resurrect them in due time. And before you get any bright ideas, the past acolytes who have come to me, they've tried burning the bodies, they've tried dissolving the bodies. Somehow Bahamut is always able to bring back the dead ones continuously. So it's actually a good thing that you captured these two here."
How much time do we have before Bahamut blasphemously resurrects this one?
Well, I guess that depends on his mood. Sometimes it's as simple as overnight, other times 2-3 weeks.
Okay, but like, have they tried eating the bodies? Like, I mean, not us eating the bodies, you know, like
Well,
eating them.
I
My
I
question
wouldn't want
is,
to wake up.
if we
wake
have
up in a bear,
if
like,
we
don't
have the
resurrect me in a
body,
bear.
can we stop it from doing anything by keeping it bound, or is the body vanished when they resurrect it?
When he does his profane ritual, the body quite literally turns to dust on the wind.
Well, there goes that idea. I was thinking we might just drop his body in some molten metal or something like that and leave his head out. So
That's
An
more
innovative
messed up than
idea.
my idea. It's more messed up than mine.
It would be difficult to find that sort of thing in the swamp.
well, we could always leave him half buried in a bog.
I think I passed just the right bog on the way here. The swamp reminds me very much of my home.
Well, Since
But we do have these two unconscious ones that we can bury in a bog.
well, we need to get some information from them first.
All they do
Mhm.
crumbles to the ground, though they refuse to see dust in the wind.
You may have inspiration for doing Kansas. So yeah, I think at this point, it's been enough time that Irissa, her eyes are going to start to flutter. She'll start to struggle against her bonds, and then her eyes will open fully, and she kind of looks from the ground around at all of you, sighs deeply, and says, I knew it. I knew we should have brought the others. But no, we had to be the big dumb heroes that could just take on 5 of them at once because sheer fucking hubris.
You seem like a reasonable sort of person. We just want to know why, besides the obvious, of course, that you decided to come here and try to incite violence.
And she kind of looks at you and kind of narrows her eyes and goes, when you say besides the obvious, you're going to need to be a little bit more clear there, honey, because there's a lot that's obvious to me, but maybe isn't obvious to you.
Swift backhand across the face.
Mm-hmm.
As I growl at her, you will speak to us with respect. And I will make an intimidation
I was
check.
going to say, that's definitely an intimidation, I think.
20.
Whoa.
A 20 is sufficient. So she bites back her scathing remark and kind of just looks at you. And not as a means of rebellion, but more of a matter of fact, she says, I've been through this song and dance long enough. No matter what you do to me, Bahamut will see me resurrected.
This is true, but have you ever been buried in a bog before? I can assure you.
But I've been killed, rolled down a hill, fallen into a swamp, and then a building fell on me. And then there was that one time when I got dissolved in acid, rolled down a hill, fell into a swamp, and another building fell down on me. I'm beginning to sense a pattern here.
Well, I can assure you that being buried in a bog is even less pleasant than that. When the insects, the burrowing, flesh-eating insects, decide that your still living body is the perfect place to incubate their young, and you cannot get their larvae out of you, the pain is excruciating, unending, and it will not kill you.
Kind of falls silent at that for a little bit, and then she kind of looks back at Taz and goes, you have an interesting fellow here. But unfortunately, I do need you to be more precise. What do you want to know specifically? And please...
Where is your temple?
See, now we're asking questions that I can answer. My temple, or our temple, as it were, is located in Seraph Grove, which you're not going to be able to desecrate it without causing major problems.
Doesn't sound like a problem to us.
So, you said there were others.
Yes. Just as there are 5 of you, there are 5 of us.
Ghost is just like, he's just
So,
shaking his head.
do you make it a habit to visit a temple of Tiamat on your way to your temple?
Oh, no, we were tracking that one, and I'm going to roll a d5 here to see who she points at. We'll go in order of the overlay, so Taz will be 1, Gyanvi will be 2, etc., etc., etc. Because I think it's better than this way rather than me deliberately picking on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, it seems Ghost, you're our lucky winner. She points at Ghost and says, we were following that one.
Of course they follow the priest.
Oh, say again?
I said, of course they follow the priest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense. He seems to be the most holy of us.
Yeah, you kind of stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, Zanar over there, and she kind of sighs and motions at the dead one. Zanar marked him as an easy target and figured that if all of you were like him, you'd be easy marks. Well, again, hubris. Haha, funny.
But you did not know that I knew that you were following me.
But we knew
Leading
that you
you to
knew
a
that
trap.
we didn't know. You know,
Well, I am truly sorry that things did end up this way. You seem to be a reasonable individual, and it is with a heavy heart that we must be on opposite sides.
well,
I feel no heaviness in my heart. She chose her path. She chose to worship a weak and insignificant god.
Listen, I'm not one to agree with old hothead over here, but like, she already pointed out that the rest of them are pretty stupid, and as you can see from us wiping the floor with them, we're obviously the superior bunch and such. Ain't that right, priestess lady? Why? What are we doing, by the way? What do you
Vazos
really
does
want from
smile at that and goes, well, as much as I like the bog idea, there is someone I'd like you all to meet. And she produces a tiny little bell, like we're talking like thimble-sized, and rings it. And you all hear the massive beating of wings. Like you're just hearing dragon-sized wings just foom, foom, foom. And then you look up, and you see not a dragon. You see a tiny little kobold, green, winged, comes from the sky, lands on the opposite side of the river, kind of looks around at all of you and goes, "Gee willikers, you must be the new acolytes."
That's an impressive entrance.
What?
Well, yeah, I've had to get really good at it because the acolytes keep dying. I hope you don't die.
Whoa, rewind. The acolytes keep doing what?
Well, yeah, that's why we have to keep asking Tiamat for new acolytes because you keep dying.
It just turned to look at Vazos like, so would you care to elaborate? And then looks at the silver Dragonborn. Would you care to elaborate if you have any knowledge to share?
And Vazos and the Silver kind of look at one another, and there's that unspoken womanly combination of just subtle nods of the head and winks and nod. You get what it's going at. Vazos finally sighs and says, well, as pitiful as the performances they gave today, Bahamut's followers are quite adept at hunting down Tiamat's followers and devotees. That's why this temple has fallen into such disrepair, and why, well, you're batch 3.
3. We're
But
batch
three. The expression is 3rd time's the charm. I have full confidence in you.
We will be the last.
Well spoken, Kapak.
I kind of want to know what the last also entails, like.
What has happened in the past is done. And it has no bearing on what we shall accomplish.
Yes, they were failures, and failure is dealt harshly by our queen, but success is rewarded greatly.
Alpha, and she motions at the kobold. Alpha, would you mind doing number? I'm feeling 62 today. Can you do 62 with the silver one here? And Alpha goes, gee willikers, 62? I'd love to do 62. And Alpha will kind of float over with a few flaps of the wings. And he doesn't kill her, but Alpha just kind of knocks Irissa back out and says, 62, let me remember. That's the one where I dip them in a boiling pot of water and I just slowly let them stew, right? No, that's 63, Alpha. Oh, gee, what's 62? And Vazos just kind of face palms and goes, why is good help so hard to find? Anyways, the reason I had Alpha come out here was not to have himself prove to be an idiot, but so that you know that if you ever need to reach me when you're not at the temple, you may call on Alpha here. He and I share a special bond. He is able to communicate with me no matter the distance.
That sounds unfortunate.
Well, let's just say that when he goes on his little hunting trips, constant narration, because that's what he does. Oh, I don't think it's that bad. Yes, it is that bad. Oh, well, now my feelings are hurt. No, they're not. You still sound upbeat. Oh, no, I actually am quite depressed.
All right, let's table this argument for later.
I was having a good time. They can keep
We
going.
need direction, and we need something to accomplish. Standing around dilly-dallying is wasting time. My suggestion is we begin rebuilding this temple that has been so offensively desecrated.
And Vizas does nod and says, you speak with wisdom. However, I believe we can accomplish two things with one action. You see, now that you've met the Bahamut followers, and you've heard from the proverbial horse's mouth that they do come from the town city of Seraph Grove, I believe we can accomplish two things. There is a prisoner in Seraph Grove's prison. They are a yellow dragonborn. And before I go any further, I would like everybody who would care to roll me a history check to see what you know about yellow dragonborn. And while you're doing that, Dead Poet, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. Sorry, it takes me a little bit to catch up on alerts sometimes.
He's not sorry. He actually hates you.
This next song is called We Hate You, Please Die.
Wow, aggressive.
It is an evil campaign.
Yeah, I mean, it is an evil campaign.
We're
All
over
right,
here
so-
not just murdering people. Like, what are we doing?
Hey, wait, we're 1 for 3. We're
All
1
right,
for
well,
3.
Gyanvi, you're going to know the following. So you know that yellow dragonborn are a little bit of a neutral party. They're generally the kind of dragons, dragonborn, that are neither on Tiamat or Bahamut's side. Now, that said, while they are overwhelmingly neutral, there are those that trend one way or the other if given a good argument, or, maybe they're just evil at heart, etc., etc. But what you also know with a 19 is that yellow dragonborn are both cursed and blessed by that same token. They are unique in that everything that they do that is draconic is tainted with both Bahamut and Tiamat. What that means mechanically, and I'll tell you this straight up front because you rolled so high, their breath does necrotic and radiant. By the same token, they are resistant to radiant and necrotic.
I've heard of those before. Those are the middle folk, if you will, of the whole draconic war that we got going on since, existence. Most of them are pretty relaxed, pretty neutral. Some are assholes, some are not assholes. What are we looking at with the prisoner?
Osira is an agent that we've had our eyes on for several months. Unfortunately, the ones that came before you were slain the moment they stepped into Seraph Grove. However, I think you all will fare much better in that aspect. If you are to go to Seraph Grove and you're able to free Osira in a way that does not get you in bad spirits or bad standing with the town's guard, then I believe we can begin our plan not only to defile and take over the Shrine of Bahamut in the city, but we may begin to turn this city into a bastion from which Tiamat's wealth and knowledge can spring forth.
Mention of defile. His little dragon scales on the back of his head kind of perk up a little bit. And he's like, oh yeah. Yes.
The guards of Seraph Grove.
Yes.
Will they react negatively to seeing a group of 5 Dragonborn just waltzing in, or?
If you go as a group, maybe. That was kind of the downfall of Group 1. They, Yeah, let's just say that as much as you all are loud, they are, or were, they were, if I were to use an off-color reference, they are the air horn to a yell.
They were stupid.
Yes, that too.
They walked in loud and fat. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be too difficult to pose as travelers to get into the city.
And we'll have to arrive separately for sure.
When Bahamut revives these folk here, do they retain their memories?
Sometimes. It's something I'm not 100% clear on, but there's definitely been times when they've come back and not recognized me. So I would say maybe 25-50% chance. Again, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, that is good to know at least. Can't rely on it, but if we're lucky. Priest. Ghost. What do you think we should do?
I believe that we should head toward this city. I think groups of two, the thief can go solo.
Callian just nods and grins.
All right. With that decided, we are going to take a 5 to 10 minute break. So Twitch will be back very shortly. YouTube, you're not going to see any of the break because I'll cut it out. But fair warning for Twitch, I am going to run a few ads during the break, so don't freak out when they show up. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in so far. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. If you're just tuning in, our intrepid group of Chromatic Dragonborn have not only turned aside an attack by Bahamut's followers, but they now have been given a missive to travel to Seraph City, or Seraph Grove, where they will not only find a way to potentially defile the Temple of Bahamut ensconced within, but also free a prisoner, specifically a yellow dragonborn by the name of Osira. And as the party approaches Seraph Grove in their own way, I thought I would give a very brief description, well, I say very brief, but a general description, since Seraph Grove is conceivably going to be something that they're going to be spending a lot of time in. So, we'll start with the south entrance. So the south entrance is actually the highest point of the walls for the city. The keep is situated to the west of the main gate, and the barracks are situated between the gate and the keep. Now, the keep itself is not the most fancy of affairs, it's seen better days, but it still kind of is a bastion against all forms of weather and attack. If anything, it has character, is where I'm going with that. Now, next to the gate to the east is the Noble District, where usually in a town like this or a city like this, the nobles and the keep are in the center. Well, here, it's kind of the opposite, where the nobles and the higher, high-tier buildings are closer to the walls. Then, as you proceed north from the Noble District, you arrive at what is essentially Seraph College, where all manner of martial and arcane arts are both taught and practiced. To the center of town, you have, of course, your standard markets, where all manner of stall, all manner of vendor can be found. There is the large prison and courthouse to the north of that. And then as you proceed to the west from the prison, you enter into the slums area, the warehouse districts, and to the port itself. And even now, as you all approach in almost the twilight hours, you can at least see and hear a few ships coming and going on the river that the port feeds into. But as you all do approach in your own way, how are each of you getting inside the city at this point? And I think I'll just go in order on the overlay. So how is Taz getting in?
Taz will walk in through the main gate, and although he is not very respectful of others, he's intolerant of other faiths. He's also not he's not lawful stupid.
Okay.
So he's going to he's gonna walk in. Just if he's stopped or spoken to, he will be respectful. But he's going to try to be as unthreatening as he possibly can, just so he can gain entrance.
All right. Well, I was waiting for someone to walk forward because it's at this point you're going to meet the two favorite characters I've crafted for this campaign. So you see two guards standing at either side of the main gate. One is wearing comically orange glasses, and the other one has on a neckerchief or a handkerchief of the same color. And as you approach, the larger of the two kind of goes, "Hey, Cranium, look, we got a red one." "Holy shit, you're right, Magnitude. It's a red one. We haven't seen a red one in weeks."
Cranium and Magnitude.
Mm-hmm.
You guys all know where that is going.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
It is impressive to see that you learned your color wheel.
Hey, he's got jokes too. Yeah, I know, Cranium. That's great. The last one that came through here was all, "Oh, look at me. I'm a Tiamat follower. Rah, 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 rah." And then we stabbed him, right? Yeah, we totally stabbed the shit out of him. Do you
Well,
keep
I hate
walking?
to disappoint, but I do not seek combat with you. Only entry into the city.
Well, walking's free. Go on in. Just don't cause any trouble or we will stab you.
Yes. The only other free thing I see here is idiocy, and I will continue onward.
Very nice. And as you keep walking, Magnitude kind of laughs over Cranium and goes, "He thought he was intimidating. That's kind of cute, don't you think?" And Cranium goes, "Well, I don't know, man. I think at the end there, when he got a little bit gravelly, I was kind of feeling a little bit jitters. What's wrong with you, man? We gotta be tough town guard. We can't show weakness." "Yeah, you're right, Magnitude. I'm sorry. I'll be better for the next one."
He's feeling it. He's feeling it in his groin.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Lord. All right, Gyanvi, you're up next.
So Gyanvi would have actually procured the armor off of the bronze Dragonborn?
Brass one. Yep, close enough.
Damn it! I tried. And he would have actually attuned to it. He would have taken his armor off, shoved it in the bag of holding, and been like, "All right, cool. Black hole protocol. Beep, pop, pop." And he hops inside that one, and he attunes to it, and he makes sure that it very prominently has the Bahamut symbol, and he puts his helmet on and makes sure that it's fastened so that no one can really see the outward coloring, and he's gonna attempt to just kind of go in and pretend he is a metallic dragon.
Okay, roll
So
me
he
a
will just-
roll me a performance here.
Let's do it. Might I have Adventivo because I have...
You have Bahamut symbols. I will give it to you.
I was hoping you'd give me Deception because that's what I'm better at.
Oh, well, I'll give you
But-
Deception too. I'll give you advantage and Deception. How does that sound?
Oh, man.
All right, 15. So as you kind of walk towards Magnitude and Cranium, they just sort of look and go, "Now, see, Cranium, that is a devout follower of Bahamut. I mean, look at him. He's an upstanding member of society, doesn't cause any problems whatsoever." "Well, wait a second, Magnitude. Something seems off." What do you mean, Cranium?" "Well, I mean, look at him. He looks too sad." "You're right. We should cheer him up. Hey, buddy. You hungry?"
Hello! It is I, a metal dragonborn of the metal types, and no, I'm not hungry at this moment. I just want to go inside and rest my weary feet.
Well, you hear that, Cranium? He wants a metallic lass. Well, shit, Magnitude. I don't know any of the metallic types. I do know an orc in the slums. Don't tell. Shut up. Well, okay, buddy. Go ahead in. Take
Yes.
care.
Yeah, yes.
If you want to know about that orc, shut the fuck up, Cranium.
Okay, yes. Praise. You all have a
Bahamut?
nice day. Yeah, that one. Have a nice day. And clinks it. Clink, 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 clink.
There you go. All right, you're inside now. All right, Ghost, it's your turn. How you going in?
Ghost is just going to walk and not say a word and just keep walking.
Okay, confidence. I like it. Go ahead and roll me a either an intimidation or a performance.
How about persuasion?
I'll give you persuasion.
All right.
No, we'll tell you what we want.
And I'm going to go ahead and add my favored by the gods.
There you go. So that's what
Actually, no, it's only saving throws and attack rolls.
all right. Well, with an 11, I think Cranium and Magnitude are for the first time are actually going to kind of maybe hold out their spears in kind of a crossed fashion as they meet you in the road and go, "Whoa there, little one, where do you think you're going?"
I'm going to read. You do
Read?
know what reading is, correct?
Well, yeah, we know what reading is. It's when you take a book and you pretend you know what it says.
Yes.
What do you think, Cranium? Should we let him go, quote unquote, read? I don't know, Magnitude. Maybe we should have a little bit of fun with him. I mean, it's been a while since I was able to style on some freshmen. Oh shit, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't. I mean, if he's with the college, we don't want the headmistress yelling at us again. Hey kid, you with the college?
Yes.
I was gonna have you persuasion, but the delivery was excellent. So they go, well, okay. Go and do your reading. And they they raise their spear and let you pass.
He just shakes his head as he walks past.
And Cranium yells over at Magnitude, hey, Magnitude, maybe we should have told that one about the kegger we're having later. Shut the fuck up, Cranium! This is the second time today! We don't want to get busted by the headmistress. Man, I just want to have more people to party with, Magnitude. What, you saying Magnitude ain't big enough for you? No, man, I mean, it's literally ever just the two of us. It's just us. Always. Man, why are you bringing down the vibe? I was feeling great, and now I'm feeling depressed. It's right about now that, Callian, how are you approaching Seraph Grove?
I would like to approach from the waterfront.
Great, excellent. Go ahead and give me a athletics if you're going to be swimming up the river, because there is walling that extends to the riverbank and into the river itself.
No, I mean, I would have liked to have procured
A boat?
a boat, a vessel.
All right. Then go ahead and roll me just a standard D20, and we'll determine how good your boat is.
You get a nat 20, you get a yacht.
Yeah, just get a yacht.
With your
With a
face
15
painted on it.
With a 15, I'll say you get a standard sort of dinghy. I mean, it's not going to last long in the open ocean, but for a river like this, works just fine.
Okay.
And then, yeah,
that
I would
probably
say
put me around
because you're coming
here.
in from the river, the guards aren't really concerned with boats coming and going, so I think you're fine. Which then leaves our final Dragonborn, Mr. Capac. So, Mr. Capac, how are you approaching Seraph Grove?
Right from the main entrance as well.
Okay. So you catch the tail end of Magnitude and Cranium have a depressing moment.
I walk up to them in their depressing moment, and I look at the one on the right,
Cranium.
and I say, "You should probably get that checked out." And I just walk on by.
Let me I think this has got to be a performance. This has to be a
How
performance.
about medicine?
No, fine, I'll give you medicine. Fine.
We'll never use any rule you give us.
Because I'm not like pointing out something like just for the sake of it. I'll point at something that's like, you should probably get that checked out.
Yeah, that goiter on his neck.
Yeah, with a
That now
17.
exists.
I think Cranium looks down and goes, "Oh shit, man! I didn't even notice I got stabbed. What do you mean? How do you miss getting stabbed?" Well, you remember those keggers that we do every once in a while? Cranium, you are such an idiot. Fine, we'll get somebody. We'll get you to the healer's tent, and we'll get you. Was that a black dragonborn? Fuck if I know, man. Let's just go to the healer's tent. And at this point, all of you are safely inside Seraph Grove. Now, my question is, where are you all meeting up at this point? If at all.
The food court, right? Like, we gotta eat.
Yeah,
The
that's the
market.
standard.
Yeah.
Market? Okay.
I'm gonna go straight to the prison.
Straight to the prison.
Well, I figured the
I'm,
market's near enough to prison, but
Yeah, it is.
I'm a dragonborn of purpose.
So you want to grab some lunch or something? Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Okay. Asshole.
There you
I'd
go.
probably say Callian might be doing some questioning, since he'd heard of the 2 previous groups that came in here. He's gonna see what he might be able to find out in the slums.
Okay. And then I think that just leaves Gyanvi and Kapak.
No, Kapak is going to the markets to have lunch.
Fair enough.
Yes, a man of culture. Thank goodness. I'm starved.
All right. So, as Ghost, Kapak, and Gyanvi, as you all actually have dinner, because again, it is late at night.
I sit
as you
separate
have...
from them though, because I'm still in my
Oh,
armor.
in your Bahamut. Yeah, I got
so
you.
so they're
I got
there,
you.
and I will be like one table away.
And then Kapak will just look at you weird and shift over to be sitting on your table.
No,
Nice.
what do you? We are incognito.
There's no way that they know who we are anyway.
But he takes the helmet off and is just like, yeah, you're right. It was fun. It smells in here like awful. It smells like metal all the time, and not just metal from the armor, but like metal dragonborn. I don't know what they smell like metal shavings. And I work at forges, so I don't even know what to tell you.
Did stab him a few times. Probably the iron in the blood.
Oh, okay.
You didn't clean those before you put it on, did you?
And like Giambi's gonna hop out of the armor, and you're gonna notice that he's like very tall, but again rail thin, and he's gonna like dig into his bag of holding and pull his other armor out and smack that one and magic it up and hop inside that one, and then black hole protocol and put it back in the bag of holding. He puts the Bahamut one. He's like, "Are you happy now, Kapak?"
There was no judgment. I was just under the impression that you were uncomfortable.
What are you, my doctor? How are you, my pediatrician? Get out of here.
No, I haven't done anything invasive yet.
What? Yet? Yet?
And on that awkward moment, I think we're going to move to the prison now, I think. And for this, hopefully you all will be able to see, because it should be all players can see this. So let me know if you can't see, and I'll throw a token on the board so you can. But, Taz, when you enter into the prison, what you see is probably standard fare for anything of this time period and of this technology level. Immediately when you step inside the stone structure, you notice that there is not quite what you would call an airlock. There's kind of that segmentation of metal barring and gates wherein, they can't just run out in mass. Like, there's a system of gates to prevent prisoners from just running out. There's generic guards who are literally named generic guard that are stationed every once in a while in the prison. But directly to your right, as you come into the prison, it's proper. There is a large table that stretches across the entire way, and behind them is an older gentleman in what is more resplendent armor than the generic guards. His is more of a silver, actually has pauldrons, and actually has a little bit of gold inlay as sort of accents. And in terms of his appearance himself, he is an older gentleman, full sort of head of white hair, very impressive white beard and mustache, and just lines on his face. And as you come inside, he says, "Oh, Dragonborn, what brings you here?"
Clunk, clunk, clunk. Walk over to the desk. Bow my head slightly. I am seeking information on one of your prisoners.
I see. Can you be a bit more specific? We have about 30 prisoners right now.
You will know this one. She is a Dragonborn, yellow scales.
Ah, yeah, that one. Well, what do you want to know?
I seek her release. What is the bail?
Let me persuasion here.
Ooh.
Yo, you got bail money?
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Potentially.
That's natural 1, which even with the +5 from chat, which I won't say is expended here.
I'm not going to on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a natural 1 and a 6. So...
I'm pretty sure I had advantage on it though, because I'm being so respectful.
No, no.
You're gonna have to ask before you even make that roll.
Can you use Ghost's inspiration?
No. Well, nah. I mean, if Ghost wants, or well, Gyanvi and Ghost both have inspiration. So if one of you
it's
wants,
mine. My
Hey,
inspiration.
I failed. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Failure can be just as fun as success.
Absolutely.
exactly. So the gentleman
Double
kind
prison
of
breakout.
eyes you a little bit crucially, kind of sizes you up, looks you up and down, and goes, You're new in town, aren't you?
What gave that away?
Well, the fact that you're dressed like an idiot and coming in here demanding one of our most infamous prisoners.
Demanding? I have been nothing but respectful. I simply asked a question. You are the one that has been so haughty.
Ah, and there's the temper.
What would you expect? You treat me with disrespect, you shall receive it in kind. Perhaps we should begin again. I am Tazrash. What is your name?
Phaon. Knight Phaon.
I would say it is a pleasure to meet you, and I do. Now, let us discuss the prisoner and the possibility of her release. I understand she may be infamous, but I have questions for her.
Well, you could simply, and I know my accent's all over the place, which I apologize for. If you just want to ask us some questions, we can arrange some time for that, but, what is it you're seeking from her specifically?
I'm seeking to understand why she became imprisoned, and what she
Well,
plans to do when she is released.
First one I can give to you very easily. She killed a god.
Context is everything, Knight.
True. Doesn't say anything more, just says true.
So, when may I speak with her?
Kind of looks outside at the moon rising in the background. Come back tomorrow with 20 gold and I'll let you talk with her.
As far as I understand, there is no charge for seeking to speak with a prisoner. If you are trying to extort me, it shall not work. And I'm going to try a perception again.
Alright.
Persuasion again. And
Actually,
I'm gonna use that
roll
+5
me a-
in chat. No, go ahead.
Roll me a perception first, and I would not use your +5 on this one.
Nope, didn't get it.
Okay. So, as you don't see the sign, everybody else present, at least from a bird's eye view, you see that there's a big sign behind the knight that says visitors must pay $20 entry fee. But apparently Taz doesn't see that, so...
Listen, I've been there. I've overlooked some signs that are pretty big.
Hmm.
In your face.
Whatever you have to do to make him feel better.
Anyway, carry on.
And
I
I'm
believe
gonna
you were
just
wanting
be
to
like-
do a persuasion.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I believe my entry shall be compensated.
Right. Now you probably want to use your +5.
24.
24. All right. Think the knight's going to kind of nod a little bit and go, all right, for you, 10 gold.
Finally seeing the sign above the knight and grimacing a little bit at his inability to notice obvious things. Taz looks down, mumbles to himself, stupid laws and bureaucracy. Agreed. I shall see you in the morning. Blessed evening to you. And then he will go back to the to where all of the others are eating and gather some dinner for himself.
All right. So before we return to the big group, I think we are now going to go to the docks and the slums area where Callion, you're asking around, correct?
Yes.
All right. What are you asking in particular is the question.
Okay. So, so he would be asking about any rumors of groups of chromatic Dragonborn, and seeing if he can find out like if any of them were still alive, if they actually were killed.
Roll me a streetwise here with advantage.
What's that?
There is no streetwise anymore.
Is there not a streetwise anymore? Hold on.
Okay, so there's investigation.
Yeah, give me investigation. I think that's the next closest one.
All right, you said with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
Excellent.
They got rid of streetwise, man.
Because it got like they tried to consolidate them through Pathfinder and everything, and then it got changed over into 5th edition. So
yeah, it's just
17.
No, it's 22.
Or yeah, I saw the wrong number.
So 22 investigation. So what you're going to actually find is that the confirmation of two things. The first is that, yes, the quote-unquote first party of acolytes, they got killed at the gate because they were loud and proud and were idiots. So you hear tales of how the guards basically killed a bunch of idiots. The second story you hear of a group of acolytes comes from them trying to deface the Temple of Bahamut. Now, for reference on this map, and I'm going to try to figure out a way to do this so that stream can see. So you guys see this down here. You might need to zoom out to see my pinging. But you see this kind of big blue building in the middle of a bunch of greenery, kind of next to the keep. And if not, I'll shift ping you guys so that you can... There you go. So that is actually the big Temple of Bahamut for the city. And apparently the second acolyte group tried to defile it and it didn't go so well, so they got mostly killed, put in the stockades, still killed, etc., etc. But what you also will know with a 22 is that the Temple of Bahamut in the area is home to an order of about 30 acolytes, priests, paladins of Bahamut, but only a select 5 are any sort of worth notice, if you get my hint.
So it's 25 are low men on the totem pole, and 5 of them are the actual members.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's your first question. Did you want to ask any other questions before rejoining with the group?
Rumors about, you said her name was Osira?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, rumors about Osira. And,
right.
Yeah.
Roll me another investigation.
Ready? Straight roll?
Yep, straight roll on this one.
Okay.
All right, with an 11, you get some rumors that maybe she killed somebody, but you never really get a name or a concrete description of the crime. It's just that she did something really bad, and they know she's in the prison, but that's about it.
Okay. And he will anybody who was this like one person he was asking, would you say, or
I
maybe a
imagine
couple
this
different
is you
people?
walking around the docks, maybe slipping some coin around in the slums,
Okay.
just generally kind of getting a feel for the populace here.
Okay. In which case he's going to he's probably just going to start wandering Seraph Grove, attempting to find the group, because I don't think it was ever actually stated, once we're all in, let's meet at the market.
I would say metagame wise, if you want to meet there, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, let's actually join the 4 others mid-conversation as Callian walks up. So what are you all discussing and or eating at this point?
Ghost is being kind of vocal, but he is giving reasons on why Tiamat is the better. And he's talking about how if a man was to lose his hand, Bahamut would tell him to be happy that he has not lost both. But Tiamat, she would add a hook to the stump, and allow you to continue to be productive. So he's doing things like that.
Okay. And I'm guessing Taz is probably enraptured by that.
Loving every minute of it. Just hooked on every single word he speaks. Truly believing him to be the voice of Tiamat in arm.
Back is just eating a turkey leg.
Although I
As is
will
tradition.
inform everyone of my how I've gathered a meeting. I've managed to garner a meeting with the prisoner we're trying to release, and that in the morning we can gain access to her.
Oh, good. I thought we were breaking her out tonight. That frees up my night. And a question for ELH: are we able to see the Bahamut?
The shrine,
Yeah, the temple and shrine.
mansion, glorified edifice to wealth and decadence. Yeah, you can see it from here.
Okay, we can all see everything. So,
And if it wasn't clear enough from that little description, basically it is the most gaudy, sort of almost golden temple, to literally use the phrase. It's way too ostentatious for anybody's taste.
yeah, so he was looking at that, and he was kind of just thinking like, how many folks do you think are inside there? I don't think we can take it with a full frontal assault. I know that's what got the other guys in trouble.
Can Callian walk in about this point?
Yeah, I think that's a perfect moment.
Okay, so Callian will walk in. He'll be like, there's about 30 in there.
30. That's
Re-
about 25 more than we got,
Well, we only would need to worry about 5 or so. Maybe needing to handle the others as a group, but there's only 5 of note in there.
But there are only 5 of us in total. It does not matter how weak the congregation is, so long as they have the ability to drag us down.
We have 6. If we get our ace in the hole over there in the prison, hopefully she's got a little bit of insight for us as well. But I think like old Kapak over here was saying too, though, like they have their faith. So how are we gonna get rid of that? Huh?
Over time, I believe, is how we will do it. First, let us focus on getting this yellow Dragonborn out of prison and out of the city. Then we can come back with more plans.
Well stated, Kapak. We shall accomplish our overall goal by accomplishing smaller goals one at a time. Focus on the direct task at hand.
Yeah, it seems like the first group came in loud, proud, and dumb. The second group came in quieter, but were still dumb because they were caught defacing the temple.
Every task, every action we take must be towards accomplishing the goal. Pointless defacement, attacking an entire city of Bahamut worshippers is foolish, a fool's errand, and will only get us killed. We must slowly chip away at the armor until we can find the fleshy bits. I have managed to gain a meeting with our yellow dragonborn that we seek to free. We have options before us, and I will seek the wisdom of our priest and the rest of the group. We may attempt to release her this evening, or we could simply wait till the morning, speak with her, understand whose side she is on, and then seek her release.
Rumors abound that she killed somebody and was imprisoned for it. Don't know who.
It was a god.
Fortunately, we don't know if that was a killing that could be justified as self-defense, which could make getting her out far easier.
Presumably it was not self-defense, as she's already in prison.
And even if it was, I'm sure the city god would take care of its own.
As you say that, if you didn't catch them walking by, Magnitude and Cranium have a moment where they're just like, Cranium now has like his arm bandaged up and in a sling. And he kind of looks over at Magnitude and goes, man, you know what? I really miss Jerry. And Magnitude goes, yeah, I know, that Osira chick just totally strangled Jerry. Why did she do it again? Well, I think she caught him cheating at cards, like we always do. Well, that's not a reason to kill a guy. Well, apparently she was owed a lot of money. Women. What are we going to do about them? Well, that's not very respectful there, Magnitude. That's probably why we don't have wives. No, Cranium, you're just an idiot, and I'm too good for women. Whatever you say, boss. And they just keep on walking.
Wow, they really are in love, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, at least they have each other.
Az goes to stand up to say something, and then shakes his head, realizing that it would do no good.
Mm-hmm. Wow, was that a little restraint over there, hothead? That's nice. It's nice to see.
Just sits down and keeps eating his lamb leg.
We have turkey, we have lamb. Any other animals we want to throw in?
Y'all didn't get the sushi? What a port town.
It gives me indigestion.
Yeah, no. Callian would probably have come in with like a nice sizable fish that he's just like, I'm gonna buy this thing from one of the people on the docks. Just starts eating it raw.
No.
I mean, that's one way to have sashimi, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the lazy man's way of sashimi.
But yeah, really my operative question for you all at this point is, do you want to spring her tonight, or do you want to just bed down somewhere and tackle it in the morning?
We have a meeting with her. I think at this point, it would be best to speak with her first.
Mm-hmm. And then we can also get, during our entrance, Taz would say, like, we're going to be tactical about this. We can get a layout of the prison, better understand it, so that if we do end up trying to do a prison break, we're not going in blind, not knowing where guards are located, locked doors, etc.
Could we do like a general like perimeter check to see like if there's guards that are actually guarding on the outside, like patrolling the outside or something?
Yeah. Just trying to think what I should make that test-wise. Why don't you give me another investigation for that?
All right.
Capac will help him.
Then you may have an assist, which I believe gives you
Gives advantage, I think.
Advantage.
Yeah, it gives you advantage.
Alrighty then. Let's see here.
All right, a 15. So with a 15, I'm actually going to briefly put us back on this map, and you are going to need to zoom out to see this because I'm going to move you around a little bit. Let me zoom out for stream as well. So that's basically the main entrance, what you're seeing right now, and I'm just going to use a Taz token for an instance here. But what you do know is that it does extend pretty high walls all around, and inside, and I'm just going to very briefly put you inside, there are 4 guard towers at each corner of the main sort of workout area, recreational area, etc. That would look over those walls, and you would see that there are archers and guards stationed on those 4 points. But as far as what's in the middle area of the prison, you have no idea what that entails.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, I'd probably report back to the group. Well, if we're going to attempt a prison break, we would definitely need to be wary of those in the towers. Either give them something to chase after, or would have to take them out carefully.
Or we could not be where they are.
Well, the towers see over the walls, so that gives them a good vantage point.
Do they see inside the building?
Most likely. There's only so much that I was able to tell just from the quick check around the perimeter.
Now, real quick, and I just had this idea, so we might not keep it, but I had an idea, and this is something that's not in the D&D rules. But for those of you with inspiration, something I love about other role-playing systems is the ability for the players to make narrative declarations. So I tell you what, if you want to spend your inspiration to make a narrative declaration, you may do so.
Does that mean that I can have a map of the prison?
I would say that if you had inspiration, yes, you could spend maybe to get a map of the prison. Maybe a section of the wall is weaker. You basically have pseudo GM powers for this one moment, but it still has to be within reason. You can't just say, "Oh, and Tiamat comes down and smites everybody."
But eventually, when that does make sense.
What I am trying to say is that the most likely and best opportunity we will have to get this Osira out of prison, if we were not to do it the bureaucratic way, would be to do so while we are having our meeting with her.
So at the mention of the bureaucratic way, Taz will jump in. Exactly, and well spoken again, Kapesh. What do we know of Bahamut? Yeah, it's Bahamut, right? Sorry, I mispronounced his name. Just fuck that guy. We know that he is lawful. We know that he loves his rules and little bureaucratic nonsenses. Perhaps we should play the game.
The question becomes, how do we play? What do we have that would allow us to gain an advantage in this game?
What you want to lawyer her out of this?
I am going to visit the library and see what I can find.
Thank you, priest.
I am not a priest.
He's already turned away. He's not listening.
Yeah, everyone's just like, yeah, whatever, priest.
Hey, whatever.
So, yeah, we would need to see if there's any laws or rules in the books about release of a prisoner and under what circumstances.
We may be able to get those 2 idiot guards that were at the gates that passed by to state why she attacked that Jerry. They might be amenable.
I overheard their conversation. She attacked this Jerry fellow because he cheated at cards. A dishonest practice.
And apparently owed her a substantial amount.
But it will need more than our voices to say that. We have no sway.
I just want to take a moment here to appreciate the fact that in an all-evil campaign, instead of raping and pillaging and doing all the things we hear horror stories about, we've decided we're going to be lawyers, everybody.
Listen, I can't
Hey,
think of
we're
anything
bringing
more
back
evil.
Star Trek Jag here. It's
Time out. Time out.
There's
D&D
not many
Jag.
things worse than a lawyer.
Exactly.
I can't think
That
of
is
anything
not
more
as evil as it
evil.
can be.
A
Yeah, I
lawyer getting a criminal out of jail?
Yeah,
You don't say.
we will
Yes.
use bureaucracy against itself.
And I do have the researcher background.
That you do. That you do. So let's actually focus in on Ghost for a moment here. So, Ghost, when you're going through the library, what is it you're looking for in particular? I do know that your researcher pretty much gives you what you're looking for, but what is it you're looking for in particular?
He is basically looking for loopholes,
Loopholes. Okay.
ways to potentially get our target released.
Right.
Something to do with guards owing them money and such.
Right. I tell you what, I'm going to say that you find several large law books that you can probably find what you're looking for in, but it's mostly a matter of whether you're able to find it before you either have to turn in for the night or you pull an all-nighter. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so let's have you do a... I don't want to use investigation again, but I kind of feel like that... Maybe a history. Maybe a history would be a better check here.
Okay.
I believe.
I am going to use my inspiration
Okay.
to get advantage.
I believe.
Dang,
Now
now
would be a very good time for a crit. I mean, a 20 is kind of
a
like
dirty
crit.
20.
Dirty 20. So, interestingly, there actually is a law that is unique to Seraph Grove in that if you can prove that someone has violated Bahamut's teachings, like, say, cheating at cards and cheating someone out of a lot of money, that the priests, paladins, etc. of Bahamut and those working in their stead can legally slay, imprison, etc., those who have offended Bahamut.
We just got 5 points.
Mm-hmm. That you did.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Don't worry, I'll waste those 5 points.
Yeah.
I still haven't used mine. I still have mine sort of floating around.
So he looks at, he looks at it all. He takes some notes, and then he is going to head back and find everyone. And where should we rest for the evening?
Well, first and foremost, what did you find during your research?
He'll show the notes. This is a pretty clear way to release her.
Then we need witnesses of the event, those 2 idiot guards.
Does anyone know where they will be going for this night?
I think they mentioned a kegger. That's the thing where they drink a lot, right? Like, that could be fun.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
I think a good one to be a good place to look for would be wherever Osira and this Jerry had been playing cards,
Probably
because there would be other witnesses there besides those 2 that you mentioned.
This is true, but if we get the gods themselves to damn another god, that's irrefutable.
Plus, those guys, they look like squealers. And we want squealers.
I mean,
Especially with the big old scary dude over here. Right, hothead, up top.
Let's see. Are there like patrols of guards?
Every so often you'll see a guard walk by. Yeah, I mean, the markets are open pretty much all night, but there's still guard presence. So it's not just like, oh, let's stab and steal something. Like, no, there's a fairly regular guard still, even late into the night.
Okay. I would probably ask for. I'd probably go try and catch one and try and ask him a couple questions.
All right, yeah. Let's say. Oh, thank you for the bits. Let's say that you flag down a couple of guards passing through, and they're kind of just looking at you and going, "Yes, Mr. Dragonborn. What can we do for you?"
I heard that there were some card games around here. Any place that's good for it, or places I should avoid playing?
Well, I suppose that depends on your game. If you like Kent, there's probably about 60 places in the city you could play that. If you like, what's that one called, Tom? Macabre? Macadamia? Yeah, maybe it's Macadamia. Yeah, if you want to play Macadamia, I know of like 3 places that you could do that. And then, what was that other one? I think you're thinking of Bridge. Oh, yeah, Bridge. Bridge, I know Bridge. They don't know Bridge. Bridge, I think like all of like 2 people in the city play Bridge.
Games where I could bet a decent amount.
You're gonna want Bridge for that one, which means you're gonna have to deal with Dumbass and Tweedledee.
So where would I find Dumbass and Tweedledee?
Northern part of the Seraph College district, and you're gonna look for the loudest party and just look for the idiots with the card table that are trying to get people to play cards instead of beer pong.
Thank you. Have a quiet night.
Same to you.
As you return, once again, Taz will question, what information have you garnered?
Well, card games are multiple places for a game called Kent.
I've never heard of them.
There's about 3 places for another one called Macadamia. And then Bridge.
No,
and apparently, it's a nut, actually, I think.
Oh, I don't eat healthy stuff.
But the only one that apparently is where any bets are made is Bridge, and it is they mentioned Dumbass and Tweedledee.
The 2 that we're looking for. Brilliant.
They're found on the north side near the college.
Then we have direction, and Taz will stand up and make his way north.
I would be finding a place to sleep.
Oh, we can do a good cop, bad cop. Hold up. And Yanvi takes his armor off, and then he throws it into the bag of holding, and then he pulls out the Bahamut one, and he's like, can anybody clean this? This is coated in blood.
Capac will lean over, and he will purse his lips together and do a small spray of like acid just on the inside, just to not enough to burn the metal, but enough to remove the blood.
Mm-hmm.
You could just do that. You could, and he hops in, and he's like, boop, and it like closes around him all Iron Man style. And now he's like, now my red dragonborn compatriot, let's go find the guys.
Just as a warning, if you feel a tingle in your extremities, that's just the acid trying to eat your skin. It shouldn't do that, though.
Ah! Ah! And he hops out. Ah!
Take 1 point of acid damage. Just one.
Maybe I used too much.
You use too much.
That gets a smirk and a chuckle from Taz.
You have feelings after all. Great. And he kind of like bats away with like a rag to get most of the acid out, and then he hops in and he boop.
Come on, good cop. Let's go do this thing.
Yeah, let's fucking hope I don't burn my ass. Let's go.
Ghost is just going to point out an inn that he's going to be going to.
We'll say for sake of argument that, we don't really need to role play out the whole inn thing unless you really want to.
No.
But I'm trying to remember the prices off my top of the head. I think it's like 5 silver pieces for a room, if that, maybe. Like it's stupidly small, so I'm not even gonna bother having you track it because it's just stupidly small. But yeah. So Taz and Gyanvi, you all approach the northern part of the college district, where you were told, you find the loudest party and the one with the 2 idiots with a table that is not being used for beer pong and instead is being used for a card game. And actually, it's a very lucrative card game. And as you two sort of sidle up and get a view of the party and of the card sharking, there's a lot of gold on that table. And a lot of it is on Cranium and Magnitude's side. And I mean a lot of it. Like, you're easily looking at 200-300 gold.
And I kind of look at Taz and I'm like, that's a lot of gold.
Indeed.
We could use a lot of gold.
Also correct.
So you want to play a game, or do you want to do the cop thing now? Like, I'm just
I don't play many games.
That's just because you're bad at it, probably. And he's gonna make his way over to the table and be like, "Hello, noble guards. It is I, the Dragonborn of the Metallic Clan, here once again to talk to you."
Hey, Magnitude, it's the scrawny Bahamut guy. Oh yeah, Cranium. Yeah, have a seat, buddy. Have a seat. What you betting tonight?
Nothing short of the love of Bahamut.
Stepping up behind him, Az will place a clawed hand on his shoulder. We come to bet gold and spread the love of Bahamut. And I would like to make a deception check.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help him?
I'm terrible at these rolls.
I tell you what, if you give him the assist, I'll let the 11 pass. And yeah, it's like one of those things where Crane and Magnitude, if they were just a little bit smarter, they might notice it, but they're idiots. So they let it slide, no problem. They go.
Also stifling down the urge to vomit.
So they kind of look in and go, all right, well, bet in is 10.
I got this, because I have 20. So I bet in 10.
Okay. Are you also putting in 10 Taz?
Oh, I'm not gambling.
No. I will be taking care of this. My squire, this filthy chromatic dragon who I'm trying to help become a good worshiper of the platinum dragon. He will just be watching me.
Through gritted teeth, the most toothy dragon grin.
Nice.
And you can't see it behind Yambi's faceplate, but he is just like holding in every laugh. He's like.
So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to deal you 2 cards. Now, this isn't going to be actual bridge because bridge would take fucking forever. So what we're going to do instead is I've just given you 2 cards. Now, you should be able to see those cards and you should be able to, see and draw them, etc., etc. Now, the point of this is that you are going to basically try and one-up me. And you have to call higher or lower. But it's after I play my card, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to play a card, and you have to do higher or lower.
Okay.
All right, so hopefully this works, and it doesn't show you the card outright. Hopefully it plays it face down, because otherwise this isn't going to work.
Because I see mine on... It's under my character name. I see those 2. And I see a bigger one on my screen too.
Yes, and that is correct. So I've put a card down, which you can see, so that is moot. All right, hold on. All right, let me see what's going on here. When played, face down, save changes, and I will deal myself one more card. And let me just test this real quick. Yes, excellent. All right, so I've played a card, higher or lower?
And I'm calling my card, correct? I'm calling whether my card is higher or lower than yours.
Correct.
I am going to call higher then.
All right, play your card.
I drag it or draw or click.
You drag the card from your hand onto the map.
Got it. I got this.
All right. And then I'm going to flip mine first. I have an 8. You have a 6.
Son of a bitch.
How did you go?
So, unfortunately, you lose 10 gold.
Okay. Oh, wow. You guys, you folks are very good at cards. You Bahamut worshippers and such. Yeah, crazy how there's so much stuff going on here. 1 second.
Oh, man, he hasn't even had anything to drink, and he's already rolfing. Yeah, man, maybe he's pre-gaming. You never know.
He's 3 sheets to the wind, believe me.
Do you not use any normal verbiage? You just do you have a poetry book from the 100s? Never mind. But speaking of pre-gaming, I heard there was a bit of a game pre to this in regards to a yellow dragonborn, a certain guard. A real sad happenstance, that, huh?
What? Either deception or persuasion on this one.
I would like to assist.
I would
give you the assist.
Deception, because that's all I have.
All right, a 14. I'm gonna need to hear bad cop from Taz.
Yes,
he's using the
bad cop. So he's being nice. I'm supposed to be the asshole. Right?
It's a 19. He's gonna use that +5. Right?
Oh yeah, you did get a +5. Very nice.
I like that.
There you go.
Victory.
You still want to hear bad cop?
I mean, I kind of do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Please.
So you're all like, there's something. We heard that one of your gods was defiling or being offensive towards Bahamut. That would be an affront to the glory of his.
It's just pat. I pat you. I'm like, yeah, we're good. Threw it together.
His word in law.
Oh man, I don't know what you're talking about, says Magnitude as he looks the most shifty motherfucker out there.
Just glaring, maybe a little bit of smoke coming out from his maw as he's trying to hold down the vomit, which is coming up as he's about to use his breath weapon. And he's gonna try an intimidation.
Very important roll.
Bless it. Can't roll for crap.
If Kianvi or Ghost want to give their inspiration,
I would love to give you my inspiration.
And I used mine.
All right, so that's going to be 22. So yeah, I'm going to say with a 22, I think Cranium goes, all right, whoa, man, you don't need to vomit fire. Like, what do you want to know? I mean, we lost fucking Jerry. We're not happy about it either.
The loss of any compatriot is disappointing, but when that compatriot was being dishonest, perhaps the loss was justified. I'm to understand that this friend of yours was cheating. Is that correct?
Cheating? Nope. Don't know anything about that. Do you, Magnitude?
If
nope.
you
I know
continuing
nothing.
to lie, there will be consequences. Speak truth.
Another intimidation, please.
Oh God.
I was gonna
21.
21. There you go.
I say no.
All right. Calm down. All right. We maybe don't play with the right deck. And he shows you 5 aces on the table.
That's not exactly a part of the will of the greater being here.
That in the name of Baphomet, other one. we will claim your ill-gotten earnings and return them to the temple. This shall be your punishment, and we will not say more to your commanders. Thus you may keep your positions as gods of this city.
But, and he slides his hand down the middle of the coins. If we were to sweeten the deal, would you be open to telling your fellow guard friends of how your friend Jerry broke the will of Bahamut and speak on the side of the accused who was acting in the right?
Roll me a persuasion
I will assist.
with an assist.
I
need to see.
That's that good
I have
cop. That's that good
nothing.
cop.
I have
I'm
nothing.
gonna tell you.
I have-
Oh,
I have no charisma.
Oh.
I'm just a good fucking liar. That's all I am.
I'm just trying to think how we're gonna save this. Oh, I know. They're gonna take all the gold back and say, "How about we keep our winnings, but we'll talk to whoever you want us to talk to."
Agreed.
We'll see you first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning. Sorry, I forgot my metal voice. You know, from all the metal, because I'm a metal dragon.
Grabbing him by the back of the metal, he's just gonna drag him off.
At the prison in the morning. Metal.
For an idiot, you do occasionally get the job done. Let him back up and dust him off a little bit.
And you know what? For being a big, scary son of a bitch, you are a big, scary son of a bitch.
It's the nicest thing anyone said to me all day.
There you go. All right. Well, I don't actually see a need to play out a lawyer scene unless you guys really want to. So, I think we can skip ahead because we're also coming up on time for today's session.
Overruled.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Oh no, no.
Now I kind of want to see it. Oh Lord! But
These
no,
two Utes.
Two youths.
I think what we're gonna do, and this will be our sort of our ending moment, is we cut to the next day, and walking with all of you out of the prison is Osira, and she's just kind of looking between all of you and going, I'm sorry, who the hell are you, and what the fuck just happened in there?
First of all, unimportant. Second of all, we'll explain later. And then montage of us walking out of the city, I assume.
I mean, if you guys want to stay in the city, you want to walk out, totally up to you. But
I want to head back to the temple first.
back to the temple it will
Yeah,
be.
I think the plan is to ferry the VIP back to the person who wants it.
Very well.
The eagle has landed. The eagle has landed.
And I think that is where we will end today's session. So yeah, I thought that was a good first session all around. What did you guys think?
My God, that was gold.
Yeah, we have some cool in jokes already.
Yeah.
We just
Always-
legally kidnapped someone.
Mm-hmm.
No, we just ran loopholes around the lawful good guys and released a murderer.
That's why lawful evil is better.
We did the most evil thing and used the law to release someone that was evil. That is the most evil. I think it was John that said it was that's the lawyer thing is the most evil thing.
Mm.
Want to compliment everyone. I think everyone did a great job. We all have very unique personalities, and just like John had said, I love that we already have some bits. That's always a good indication of group coherency, and I'm excited to wake up at the ass crack of dawn next Saturday and keep going. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
Yes.
great.
I guess is definitely going to be worth looking forward to. Also, I want Gyanvi to at one point pull off that we are here to speak to you about your armor's extended warranty.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna scream when we kick in the door to the Bahamut temple. Hi, we would like to speak to you about your armor's extended warranty. Boom!
It's recently expired. Would you like to renew it?
I think that just is what's going to have to happen now. I mean, I'm just going to pencil that in my notes here.
Love it.
All right. Well, YouTube, this is where we're going to say goodbye for now. But Twitch, stick around because we're going to rate somebody. But YouTube, thank you so much. We'll see you later.